Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Seize Your Business. I'm Jim Wazak, Family Heritage Life. My colleague, Kevin O'Flaherty of O'Flaherty Law, is not able to join us today, but we will press on. Our topic is using sponsorship to promote your business. And today our guest is Andy Mears from the First Tee. Thank you for being on the program. Yeah. Andy and I are friends, have known each other a number of years. And Andy's, what's your exact role with the First Tee?
I'm the development director for the First Tee of Greater Chicago.
Okay, so tell our viewers and listeners, what's the First Tee all about? What's the mission?
Well, the main thing about the First Tee is we're an international youth development organization. So we're one of 175 chapters in the United States. And we service about 40,000 kids here in the Chicagoland area. And our goal is, through the game of golf, teaching them core values and healthy habits to help build their character and their self-esteem.
Okay, super.
Yeah, it's a really great program.
So in development, your role is to find funding mostly?
Yes, I'm the one who is responsible for getting out there and finding the funding to take care of our programs. We have 40 program sites throughout the Chicagoland area and growing. Our footprint is increasing this year and also very much again next year. We work with over 100 schools in the Chicagoland area. We work with community groups, youth organizations. So our tentacles are spread out there. Okay, so some of your events, I imagine, have some sponsors. They do.
And
they do.
How does a sponsor benefit from being involved in an organization like yours?
Yeah, we actually, during the year, we have 4 signature events during our calendar year. And then we have other smaller events. But for a sponsor, a business that's looking to get associated with a strong organization that's been around 20 years, working with kids, they contact me. We get them involved with our sponsorship program. We have individual sponsorships for the events. We also bundle our sponsorships. And really their benefit is a networking opportunity. I mean, not beyond supporting the kids, which is very important in our programs for them, but they have an opportunity to meet people and a chance to really showcase what they do on our website, through our social media, actually at the events. We just finished a great event with the movie premiere of Tommy's Honor, and we had a large event down at the Riverside, AMC Riverside Theaters, and had a great pre-movie event at Bellwether. RSM was one of our sponsors. They're a financial company, so they took center stage at that event. So they're looking at 400 people coming to our event who get connected with them. And those are important things.
So if I'm a business and let's say I'm thinking about sponsoring something, but I'm new to this, what organization do I look at? How do I try to match them to sort of my market? What kind of advice would you give somebody?
And that's a great question, because really businesses and foundations or other organizations that are looking to sponsor things, you have to look at what you do as a business. What are your core values? What are your interests? A lot of people have varied interests, from whether it's youth development to special needs, which you and I are both in that field. So there's a lot of things that you want to take a look at as a sponsor. And to me, it's really about offering that sponsor the biggest bang for their buck. So we want to be able to make sure that instead of just writing that check, as a lot of times sponsors do, but they have no other involvement with what's going on, we don't look at it that way at the First Tee. We want a two-way street where those sponsors are actually participating with us. So we want either them working with us through volunteering, through attending events, through bringing their friends and colleagues and clients to our events. We really set up our sponsorship program to get the company or foundation involved with us and supporting us. Very key to the success.
So I guess the question I'm thinking about, if I'm an auto dealer, I maybe want to be sponsoring events that appeal to sort of middle-aged people. Sure. If I'm a children's facility, I may want to sponsor events for children, and if I'm in a medical field, I may sponsor events that benefit seniors, something
Absolutely.
like that, right?
Yeah. So you can have let's take auto dealers. You could have a high-end auto dealer who wants to be attracted to a certain clientele. Much like if you watch golf on television, Cadillac and Lexus and some of those high-end automobile manufacturers are targeting that PGA Tour audience because they know the demographic really fits their needs. Same with us. We are working with kids of all ages, families of all demographics. So for a lot of our sponsors, they're looking at, okay, this group ties in with whatever I do, XYZ. And that's a huge selling point. Other businesses just like the fact that we are involved in the community, that we're servicing young people ages 7 to 17, and they may not be involved with anything particular with youth development, but they like the idea that we're involved with youth development. So it's a little bit of a blend of am I reaching an audience that may purchase or may need my product, or am I reaching the audience because that's something I believe in?
Got it.
So kind of a two-pronged attack, if you will, for me when I go see them.
So let's say I'm a relatively smaller business, and maybe I've got $5,000 or something like that in my budget.
Yeah.
How would I compare sponsoring an event to, a billboard or a radio commercial or a newspaper ad?
Yep, really good question. Let's take golf for a second again. In Chicagoland, this summer there'll be over 10,000 golf outings, charity golf outings. So these charities, and there's literally about 5,000 charities in the Chicagoland area, they're coming to those people for sponsorship. So, a lot of people are being inundated by nonprofits who want to come see them to see if they'll sponsor whatever they're doing. So when you're looking at it, especially if you're a small business and you're saying, okay, do I want to get involved with people at the grassroots level through their events, or do I want to, for a month, buy a billboard on 294? And it's really about how close do you want to get to those individuals. For $5,000 with the first tee, for example, you're going to get a lot of hands-on opportunity with the folks that support us. On the other hand, if you're on a billboard on I-294, you're going to see thousands of cars, but not have the opportunity to necessarily speak with them, shake their hand, get to know them.
So it sounds like sponsorship of a more local type event is for a business who has a sort of a relationship-based sale, like maybe a chiropractor wants to get to know everybody, versus a T-Mobile who wants to reach everybody and doesn't really care about a personal relationship.
Exactly. And not that T-Mobile somewhere down the road doesn't want to have some sort of relationship with you, but they may sponsor us through maybe their foundation, through their corporate giving. There's sponsorships and there's corporate giving and there's the corporate foundations. So there's a lot of ways a big company, big corporation like T-Mobile or anybody. Chicago's loaded with great companies. RSM being one of our sponsors. They're in it because they believe in what we're doing. We have another financial company, IMC, new sponsor from last year. They like what we're doing in education, and that we're going into the schools and we're working with the kids to help improve their self-esteem and their character building and helping them to understand how important education is. That's a key component for them. So they like the fact that we're hands-on. So it's really kind of interesting. Everybody's a little different. Of all the sponsors that we have as part of the first tee, no two are alike. They all have different interests. They all have a different way of looking at it. So really, I would tell any business out there, know who you are, know what interests you, and then take a look at all the opportunities there are, whether it be sponsoring a nonprofit, or whether it be buying that billboard on I-294.
Yeah.
You have to find that niche.
So you want to find a way to reach your demographic.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you give sponsors? Oh, no, let me ask this question. So let's say there's an event like a golf outing.
Yep.
And there's maybe a company who's like the overall sponsor, has paid a lot of money for that. And then there's companies that are whole sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense to be like a small sponsor, like a whole sponsor, if you're not going to be the big guy and your name's plastered all over?
Yeah, and as you know, you've played a lot of golf outings in your day, and so have I. A whole sponsorship is a good, low-cost idea, but I would always recommend that you tie in having somebody at the hole that day.
Okay.
Handing out a little tchotchke gift, shaking hands, getting business cards, to just put the sign out there. That value, bang for the buck, isn't quite as good as if you ask the outing, hey, can we also have a representative standing at the hole that day?
Yeah.
To me, that makes a lot of sense. Now, if you take a larger sponsorship of the outing itself, now you have an opportunity to talk in front of everybody, usually at the banquet.
Yeah.
At some point, of course, your logo is going to be spread out all over the program, on the scoreboard. You're going to be announced and have a chance to talk at the banquet after the golf outing. So your bang for the buck is pretty large. You're writing a larger check, but you really have the full attention of the golf outing for the whole day. And again, if you're with the right clientele, that can mean a lot.
So based on what you said, it sounds to me like if a person were evaluating the potential ROI on a sponsorship versus some other form of advertising, it sounds to me like to make the sponsorship work, they would have to commit to some kind of a presence at the event.
Yes.
If they're not willing or able to do that, they might be better off with a billboard or something like that, where it's a more passive way of advertising.
Absolutely. If you're going to sponsor something at a golf outing or some other event, like a run, 5K, 10K run or whatever, be there.
Yeah.
Just don't have your logo there. Have your people there, your volunteers there, and make sure, and also I always tell everybody, wear your logo gear.
Yeah.
So whatever company you have that hat on, that golf shirt, T-shirt, whatever it is, because you want impressions.
Yeah.
You want people, in that mind to remember that company was there. They supported a cause that I was passionate about. Now, as a consumer, I want to turn around and support that company.
Super.
So very important.
I think that's a great learning point. Well, Andy, thank you for being with us. If somebody wanted to contact you, either to learn more about the First Tee or to pick your brain on sponsorship, is there a number or a best way to contact you?
Best way is through our website.
Okay.
First Tee of GreaterChicago.org.
First Tee of GreaterChicago.org. And is there a phone number you'd like them to?
The best number, actually would be just going right through the website would be the best way.
Okay.
You can get my email, our office telephone number, my cell number. You can make a donation online. You can find out about our events and our activities, and especially our programs for youth in Chicago.
Yeah, super. Okay. Well, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you, members of our audience. If you want to reach me, talk about supplemental cancer insurance, talk about somebody who should be on the show, talk about any other business concern you have, please give me a call at 630-272-3895. Thank you very much.